Well, hello there. Well, have you ever been in a relationship that felt like an emotional roller coaster, except the seatbelt was broken, the track was on fire, and your therapist was screaming at you to get off? Well, today we're diving into the biggest toxic relationship red flags you need to stop ignoring. I remember I once dated a guy who accidentally forgot his wallet on every single date. And I was like, oh, he's just forgetful. No, honey, he was testing how much he could get away with. And we're going to talk about why we ignore these signs. Stick around because by the end of this episode, you'll never second guess your gut again. All right, let's get started. Welcome. First of all, welcome the people that are coming into the live on Facebook. Make sure you comment. I will post the comments, by the way. So we're talking today about toxic relationship red flags, recognizing, escaping, and healing from toxic love. All right, so let's start with the very, very beginning, which is the early warning signs, the red flags that we ignore. These are some common early red flags, okay? First of all is love bombing. It's like an over-the-top affection, like too much too soon. If they say I love you on date 2, kind of run, okay? Unless you were friends first. But if not, kind of be like, this is a little too much too soon, honey. No. All right, so that's number one. That's one of the early warning signs. These are very common early warning signs, by the way, early red flags. Number 2, red flag, okay? Early red flag, control disguised as concern. Oh, I just worry about you. That's why I need to know where you are at all times. Well, it sounds more like stalking, doesn't it? Let me tell you, I had a boyfriend that was like that. And he would come to me with me to every show, every stand-up comedy show that I did, because he was concerned about my safety. I was like, I've been doing this way before I met you, and I never had any problems. So whatever. So be careful with that control disguised as concern. Yeah, because they're going to mask, their true agenda. But eventually a true agenda comes out. That's always the case. But you want to catch it early, right? Well, another early red flag that we all, I think, are familiar with this. We have that friend or that boyfriend or that girlfriend or that parent that will do some criticism that is masquerade as a joke. Oh, you're so sensitive. Can't you take a joke? That was actually mean. That was not funny and rude. So a lot of people, there's some insult comedians. There's a particular one I can think of that sometimes, he's very funny. And so it's like, okay, even though he's kind of, but it's okay. But when he doesn't hit a joke, it's like, no. It sounds just mean, right? No. Criticism masquerading as jokes is number 3 of the early red flags. Early red flag number 4. They never apologize. They turn every argument around on you. Never. I had a boyfriend that was like that. This is all like very narcissistic spectrum kind of thing. And I hate to use the word narcissism, though I specialize in that, but I hate to use it because it's used very loosely. But these are definitely early red flags for somebody who has a narcissistic personality disorder or is just, maybe on a low end of the spectrum of NPD, but still, you just don't want to, if they never apologize and it's always your fault, no, honey, that doesn't work for me. And here we have a comment. Let's see who is commenting. Well, hello. How are you? Good to see you. I'm so happy you made it to the live. Very nice. Good to have you here. So yeah, and I know that some of us have been on very toxic relationships. So if you have any comments during the live about toxic relationships and the red flags that you saw in your relationship, please put it in the comments if you want. and I will post it and we'll discuss. And we can do some relationship coaching live because this is relationship coaching live. Okay. So I have a lot of like clients and audience stories. This is an audience story, and they let me use their age, but not like their real name. So we're going to call this story the love bombing nightmare. And it's from Samantha. That's not her real name, 29, from Chicago. And she says, I met Jake on a dating app. And from the first date, he was texting me every morning, sending me gifts and planning our future. I thought, wow, this is what real love feels like. 2 months in, he started flipping out if I didn't text back in 5 minutes. He told me my friends didn't really care about me and he was the only one who truly loved me. Turns out he was isolating me on purpose. When I finally broke up with him, he sent me 50 texts in 1 hour, alternating between I love you and you'll regret this. And she says, run from love bombing. So I know some people have been love bombed that are watching right now. I personally, I can speak for myself, unless you want to put your story or a comment in the comments, and I can post them up on all platforms, except, let's see, is Instagram on? Yeah, Instagram is on, but I don't see their comments for some reason. So any other platform, I can see the comments, so feel free to comment, okay? Did you ever see any of these red flags, you guys? Like the love bombing, control disguised as concern, criticism masquerading as jokes, and never apologizing. Let me know if you ever have experienced any of these, okay? I would love to know. Okay, so now we're going to go into the psychological evidence of why we ignore these red flags, right? It's like, we know deep down, even if you don't know the name of love bombing and when they flip on you, that's wrong. Like they usually love bomb you, for example, and then they will flip on you at some point, and because they think they had gained your trust, right? And so that's a huge red flag for me. Whenever they love bomb me, I'm like, bye. Too early. If they know me and they tell me they love me, that's fine. I don't mind that at all. But it's just like first date, like love bombing you and being done. No. Mm-mm. So this is why we ignore the red flags. Okay. The first thing is called the halo effect. I'm guilty of this. When we see one good trait like charm, affection, we tend to overlook their bad behavior. Guilty. I've done it so many times, you guys. I'm like, yeah, he stood me up twice, but he's so nice when he texts me. Okay. We all have done it. Here, I'm on Relationship Coaching Live, by the way. I'm a relationship coach, certified relationship coach, but I don't preach like I am better than anybody because I am not. I love to connect with you guys with my relationships and your relationships. I want you to tell me if you've experienced anything of this, okay? Oh, Jose, hello. Hi, here for 30 minutes. Well, thank you so much for being here and for your love and support, Jose. Thank you so much. You are amazing. By the way, Jose went to see me do stand-up at the Improv Ontario, which I was so grateful that he was there. It was wonderful to have him in the audience. So, all right, my loves, let's go. So we were talking about why we ignore the red flags. We talked about the halo effect. And another thing of why we ignore the red flags is oxytocin and dopamine. The love bombing creates a high, similar to a drug, making people feel addicted, a substance. Sorry, YouTube, I didn't mean to say the D word. But yeah, similar to a substance. And so you get addicted to that because it's like, I used to get so addicted because I had very low self-esteem and my ego needed that stroke. And I would be like, oh, keep telling me what else? Oh, I'm pretty. Oh, I'm smart. Or I'm not. Okay. And by the way, this is not love bombing. This is my friend Jose just saying, highly recommend. Thank you so much. He highly recommends my stand-up comedy, you guys. And by the way, this is a sidebar. On March 8th, Okay. If you look on my lives, on the list of lives on my channel, YouTube channel at the State of Grace Fraga, you will see that on March 8th, we're going to have the world's longest comedy special on YouTube. 30 comedians, about 5 experts, from writers from Everybody Loves Raymond, people with, like comedy specials on Dry Bar. We're going to have the owner of an online comedy club. We're going to have a master improviser who's been on tons of shows and movies. It's going to be, and we're going to have a comic who's amazing. He's got tons of comedy specials and he's hilarious. And he's going to talk about the art of freestyling in comedy. Oh my God, I'm so excited about this event. I have a co-host, co-engineer, because it's going to be huge, from 11 a.m. Pacific time to 7 p.m. Pacific time. That would be 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern time. Yes, I love this. Giggles, gang bang, a go-go. I love that. That is so good. Thank you, Jose. You're so good with words. And you're a great illustrator, by the way. You guys need to check him. His drawings, they're like amazing. Okay, let's go back to the toxics, because this is not toxic. What we're doing here, it's a love fest. And this is good. This is not love bombing, you guys. This is just people who know each other, who support each other. And that's a beautiful thing, which is different from somebody who just gets into your life and starts telling you all these wonderful things that, he kind or she kind of means them. Come on. I don't believe them anymore. Unless you're my friend, I don't believe you. Okay. So you're like, Grace, what do I do? Like, how do we pass that too good to be true test? How do we test that person? They're too good to be true. So I am saying to you, if someone is treating you like the best thing ever in record time, take a step back, okay? And just kind of breathe and disengage a little bit and think about it and see how it feels, okay? Real love takes time. Real love doesn't get built in like 2 seconds. There is such a thing, I guess, a love at first sight. I'm not sure. I think when you're younger, it's kind of like love at first sight, but when you're older, I don't know. The older I get, the longer I take. It's like, let's check this out. Let's go slow, okay? So I have another audience story, number 2. We already went with Samantha, that's not her real name. And this is not his real name, Chris, 32, from Miami. And he says, I dated a girl, Melissa, who was always making fun of me, my weight, my job, even the way I laughed. Ding, 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 red flag. When I told her it hurt my feelings, she'd roll her eyes and say, oh my God, can't you take a joke? So typical. Eventually, I stopped speaking up altogether because I didn't want to be too sensitive. After we broke up, I realized I had been walking on eggshells for 2 years. Oh, that's 2 years too long, girl. That's not girl, dude. Sorry, I think girl a lot, but that's just too long, my love. And I hope that you learned, Chris, from this experience. And, I was with someone like that for 3 years. So I kind of like put up with it for longer than you. Good for you for it being 2 years. Again, 2 years too long. My case, 3 years too long. Next, I'm glad that you're out of this, Chris, and I wish you nothing but success in your love life. All right. So here's a practical tip, okay? When people, like for this story, like if somebody is starting to criticize you a lot, oh, the way you laugh and you need to lose weight or you need to gain weight or, you need to draw your eyebrows better. I don't know, just stupid stuff. So this is the test, okay? I call it the would you say this to a friend? That's the rule. Would you say this to a friend rule? If you wouldn't say it to a best friend, why accept it from a partner? Right? Would you want to be surrounded by people making fun of you to make you feel terrible about yourself? Even if you have high self-esteem, it gets to you. Words are powerful. And so when they start making fun of you like that, I had one of my parents, did that to me. And they were very funny, but it was a little aggressive and it really affected my self-esteem. And it's all forgiven and forgotten, but it did affect my self-esteem because, and it also made me a comedian because I learned how to make fun of things, because this parent made fun of me all the time. But anyway, I love this person. It's all good. They're not here with us anymore. And that's another thing. This is a sidebar. We get so hung up. Well, my mom did this, my dad. And I used to get hung up on that because that's what psychology, like if you go to a social worker, they're going to get stuck on like, oh, this is, because your mom did this. And it's great to find out why we behave a certain way, but it's good also to understand that they're human and that's who they were. Even if they were, narcissistic or whatever, that's who they were. They did what they came to this earth to do, which to screw you up. And then we have to do the healing ourselves. We have to undo all that screw up. But the most important thing for me has always been forgiving and letting go, because if we don't let go, it's going to only hurt us. Okay. And that was my PSA for the day. All right, my loves. Okay. So let me go to the next thing. Let me get the banner that I wanted to talk to you about. And it is the psychological and emotional toll of toxic love damages us. Well, do we have time for this? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So toxic relationships can impact your self-esteem, your mental health, and future relationships. Because if you're a little bit traumatized by something you went through, it's going to be harder to be in a relationship with someone the next time. Okay. That happens to everyone. And yes, we're not supposed to, or it's not smart to base our experiences on past experiences, but I think it's kind of smart, to be honest. They say no. Yes, kind of, if you see, like whenever I see signs or something feels like my narcissistic abusive ex, I cringe. And usually 99.9% of the times they're in the MPD, they're abusive people that make me feel that the cringe, right? And it's all about trusting your gut. Even if you don't know all these terms, the gaslighting, the lab bombing, blah, 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 about narcissism, how does it feel to you? Does it feel right? Does it feel good? If it doesn't feel right or good, then something is not aligned with goodness and with love and with peace. That's another big red flag for me. Are they disrupting my peace? Oh, yes. They can be disrupting your peace for two reasons. Somebody can be disrupting your peace because whatever they say or do is something that triggers you. So it's really kind of like an alarm system where you're like, oh, I need to work on this because, my parents did this, or this is what happened to me in a past relationship and I need to get over it. That's why it's, and that's fine. That doesn't mean the other person is a narcissist or an abuser. It's just something they say triggers you. And it's because you have to work on it. The other one is when you feel that, ooh, the cringe, and you really pull back and think about it. It's like something is not right. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't sound right. It doesn't look right. So that's when it's not about you. I always question myself, like, is it me that there's something in me that I need to work on? That's why I'm triggered. Sometimes they're just plain mean. They're just plain rude. They're just plain manipulative. And it's okay to step back. You know what? Those people, block them from your life. I love the blocking features on my phone, on my social media. Somebody causes you to feel, you know what I'm talking about. That's a scientific term, by the way. So run. Let me take a little bit more comments here. Hi, Grace. Salutation from New Mexico. Rose for a rose. Blessings. Thank you for the rose. Thank you so much. Here, I'm giving you my rose right there, my invisible rose. But thank you, Jesse, for joining us. I love you guys. All the people that are here on this live, thank you so much for being here. So let's go now again. Let's go back to what we're talking about, the psychological and emotional toll, how toxic love damages us. Okay. So damages us. Did I say damages us? I don't know what I said, you guys. I'm trying to speak in English a little faster. And because I'm a Spanish native speaker, sometimes I say speaker. It's like I thought about Spanish when it comes up like that. So bear with me, bear with my accent, with my Latinness, okay? Bear with it. All right. So one thing that, for example, gaslighting, how does it damage you, okay? And you know what, gaslighting is, right? Gaslighting, and if you don't know, I'm going to explain it to you. It's when people blame you for things they do or say they never said it. So they start making you feel crazy. Okay. They basically lie to you. And you're like, wait, I said that. Like, I remember my ex who was older than me. I was like, I think he's forgetting what I'm saying. But then come to realize, no, he was just gaslighting me, because he would say, like, I never said that. Or, you said that. I was like, my memory is pretty good. I don't remember saying that. I don't. Okay. So what happens with gaslighting is they make you question your reality, your own reality. And so what happens again? They make you think you're crazy. I never felt crazier than when I was with my narcissistic abusive ex. And let's make a little break here for a lovely comment. Love you also. Thank you. I love you. Say thank you so much, you guys. I love you guys. I love this community that we're building here with all these wonderful humans. We're all aligned, and whoever's not aligned, will just go away, right? But whoever is aligned, you guys, by the way, if you're aligned, definitely help me grow YouTube so I can have more of this, okay? More comedy marathons, more relationship coaching live, everything. So, excuse me. So here you can help me grow the channel and help others too by subscribing. YouTube, The State of Grace Fraga, okay? All right, let's go back to what these red flags, what these things that these toxic people do affect you, okay? So there's the push-pull dynamics, right? One day they love you, the next they're cold. I call it the mixed emotions, the mixed signals that they generate. And they put you in this roller coaster of emotions, right? You're up one day, down the next, up for 2 days, down for 3 days. And that personally, the way I experienced it, which I experienced it very strongly, it just put me on alert all the time. Like, I didn't know if I was going to find the nice person or the mean person. And even my ex-narcissistic abusive ex, he said he had two, I'm going to say Mikes. We're going to call him Mikes. Nice Mike and mean Mike. He said it. He told me, right? And so those two personalities, so those two sides of them, one day they love you, the next they're cold. And it's great for them because you feel like you're walking on eggs constantly. I remember when, like, I would leave the house and then come back. When I came back, my stomach would hurt because I didn't know if he was going to be in a good mood, if it's going to be nice Mike, or if it was going to be mean Mike. I never knew what was going to happen. And I'm a very even keel person, so I like balance. I don't like that. I don't think many people like that up and down, up, and it's just, I can't deal with it. I mean, I can, but I don't want to deal with it. So if you feel that, you guys, toxic, and it's really bad for your mental, emotional, and physical health, because you feel it. I was feeling it in my stomach, my fear. And I had a lot of heartburn, and I don't have it anymore, but I had heartburn, So it eventually those emotions will manifest themselves on the physical realm, which is your body. So just be aware of that. You don't have to put up with this. You don't have to, okay? There's always a way out of these relationships, whether it's friendship, romantic partner, or even a parent. Okay, another thing, okay, how toxic love damages us is emotional exhaustion. What I was telling you, right? I got ahead of myself. So constant anxiety, self-doubt, and guilt. Terrible, terrible. This is not good. These are all like low vibrational feelings and emotions. And what means low vibrational is we all have an electromagnetic field. And whenever you feel these low vibrational, your electromagnetic field gets smaller. So you're more prone to disease or to like intrusive thoughts. When you are in constant love, peace, joy, enlightenment, and compassion, your electromagnetic field, and I'm not BSing you, this is like there's studies about this, is so much bigger that there's no dis-ease that can really enter you because you're at ease. So why would we allow somebody who really needs to work on themselves, or maybe they were just born with this personality and they can't get over it and they can't change it? So why engage with people that bring you down, right? Again, whenever you feel you are down and cringe and the stomach, the butterflies in the stomach, not in a good way, and fear, run. Okay, that's my advice. I wish I would have given this advice to myself 20 years ago, not even 20, like probably like 13 years ago. That's when I broke up with this person. Anyway, he's been forgiven and forgotten. I only use him as an example to help others, to be honest, because I am so over him. All right. And here's Jose. I have a friend like that. Never know what side of the coin I'll get from her. I rarely contact her to hang out anymore. Oh, yeah, run. Jose, just run. You're such a chill dude and so even keel. I know we all have our moments, right? We're not like even keel all the time, but like you're so like I hate this word, but normal, but like so chill, more than normal, like chill. And it's not worth it. So good for you that you're just not engaging with her. I would personally, I would block her. And that's what I do with people that give me butterflies in my stomach in a bad way. Yeah, butterflies in the stomach, like when you're at the dentist. No, I have a full panic attack at the dentist. I'm not joking. Like full panic attack. Like I'm sweating. My palms are sweating. Oh yeah. They give me cookies sometimes because they know my sugar drops because I'm so nervous at the dentist. I had, by the way, 3 teeth, like in the back, including the wisdom tooth, drilled at the same time, like 3 of them in a row, which was way overdue, by the way, because I went through cancer and I didn't have time to go to the dentist. That was the last thing on my mind. Thank God no root canals, but they had to drill. It was, that was not fun. I am traumatized. I have to go for a cleaning in like 2 or 3 weeks. I'm shaking thinking about it. All right. And here Jose says some people can be emotional vampires. Absolutely. They drain you and they need, okay, that's another thing. I love that you brought this up because they need your energy. It's almost like you're their supply, you're their food. And so that's why they keep you with the up and down, because with the up and down, right, then you are unstable. And so you are, whenever you know that they're like in a bad mood, let's say you're going to go down, your energy is going to go down. I mean, not your energy, but your emotions are going to be like lower vibrational. And so they love that and they feed off of that. They're like, I'm telling you, if we could see a picture, it would be like this, like a big, elephant. Like, I am going to suck all your negative emotions because they feed me. Okay, that's my narcissist impression. Anyway, Jesse says, I love how you're talking about the magnetic field. It's practically Newtonian. Yes, absolutely. And quantum physics. because the quantum field, right? It's vibrational. And people think that's new age stuff. No, it's scientific. Scientific. Okay. And I always go to the water, Dr. Emoto, the water experiment, where if you speak love to water and they look at the patterns that the water creates, they're all like beautifully balanced and gorgeous. If you talk hate to the same water, the patterns start being like really weird and like, ooh, like it's suffering, like it's hurting the water. And so this is an experiment, you guys, and we are 70% water. So imagine what these people do to your health, mental, physical, spiritual, by having you up and down, up and down. No, it's crazy. But thank you for bringing that up. Yes, absolutely. I research all my stuff. I don't talk just from like, I have my own conclusions and things, but I do back it up. I like to back things up with things that are proven. Okay. If they're not proven, I will say I suspect or I think that. I look at water and I gotta pee, but that's more age than size. Same, Jose, same. Don't worry, we're on the same train. All right, so let's go to an audience story, okay? And this one is called The Gaslighting Master. And this is all the names here are fictional, right? They're real people, but the names have been changed. And the age has been kind of like around their age and where they're from. That's where they're from, but you never find them. So Rachel, 35, from Texas, she says, my ex, Adam, had a habit of lying. But every time I called him out, he'd say, I never said that. See, I told you. My ex did that. Or you're imagining things. One time he told me he was at work, but I saw his car parked at a bar. When I confronted him, he laughed and said, wow, I love how paranoid you are. It's kind of cute. Okay, psycho. I spent years thinking that I was the problem when he was the liar. Absolutely. Well, of course they put it on you. Look, okay, like all the people that the trolls online, it's all about them. When they say something mean about you, remember, I have to remind myself, it's all about them. And some of them are bots anyway. But, I hear, oh, I love this. Speaking of high vibes, you look, oh, thank you. You look amazing. Your skin is glowing. You look 19, hun. Wow. Well, thank you. Thank you. It's called good lighting. I have a really good light. And there's a little bit of a filter on the video. See, I'm too honest. But no, it looks good because I am happy. See, when I'm happy, when you're happy, you're at peace. You don't let anybody disturb that peace and that joy. And you have compassion for your fellow humans. There's a lot of compassion going on with what's going on in the world. I have a lot of compassion and a lot of empathy. And when you have all of that, I'm telling you, you will not need Botox. I never had one session of Botox. I can't. There's no way you're gonna inject some poison. I just can't. No fillers, nothing. And the only choice I have is to stay on a high vibrational field, or else I'm gonna look, like I'm 95. But yeah, thank you so much for your beautiful comment. I appreciate that. And you, Mister, don't look a day over 20. I thought you were 27. What? I'm still like, yeah, incredible. So anyway, I'm sorry, my nose is itching because I am very allergic, even though I have like an air purifier here. I have everything. They clean outside my apartment complex. They have a cleaning lady, and she's going a little crazy on the pine sol, okay? Because I'm telling you, the smell goes from under my door, and it's like, I had one eye crying constantly the other day from that. But anyway, sidebar. All right. So here I'm going to give you the psychological evidence why we stay. Why do we stay, right? We're all, talking about let's leave, don't engage. I stayed for a long time, 3 years. Why? Number one, trauma bonding. So our brain forms an addiction to toxic relationships due to intermittent reinforcement. Wow. So it's like almost, sorry, my nose is like the allergies are killing me. So it's like, see how important it is, like repetition, like words and situations and behaviors, how it affects your brain, and your brain controls your body. Don't forget that it's like a computer. So if you're going through a lot of trauma, it's going to affect your body eventually. I know that for a fact. So trauma bonding is why we stay. Okay. I think it's called the Stockholm syndrome, right? Where it's almost like you don't know anything better and or anything else, and so you stay because of that. All right, another thing why we stay in these horrible relationships, okay, is self-doubt. When somebody is constantly gaslighting you, oh, I didn't say that, or no, you said that, and you're like, what? You start, honestly, I thought I was like having Alzheimer's or something, because I'm like, I know I remember saying this or not saying this, and I remember he said this or didn't say this. And I'm like, wow. And he was like much older than me, so I think it wasn't me with the Alzheimer's. But no, he wasn't. He did not have Alzheimer's. He actually was just a very experienced narcissistic abuser. Anyway, moving on. So when someone, we question reality, right? It's like, am I really crazy? Do I have dementia? Do I need ginkgo biloba because I'm forgetting stuff? It's like you start questioning yourself and your reality. Remember, we create our own reality. So if they start making you doubt of the reality that you're creating and how you perceive reality, wow, that's a mess. Because it's not because you're changing the way you see reality, is because they're shake. It's like an earthquake, and you're like, whoa, I don't know if you've ever been through an earthquake. I have. And it kind of paralyzes me sometimes. And at the same time, I'm running for shelter, but I don't think I do it right. I don't think I do it right. But when it comes to having self-doubt because somebody is trying to make me doubt myself, no, I don't fall for it anymore. It's over. I am done with it. And I hope you are too. Okay. Don't take shish from anybody. I'm just watching my words here on YouTube. Okay. This is a practical tip that I offer you guys. Okay. So this is a practical tip for just not allowing this to happen. Okay. The would you treat a friend like this test works for this too. If a friend was dating someone, treating them like this, would you tell them to leave? If so, take your own advice. Right? Yep. I actually, yeah, I remember there was a friend that was not being treated nice, and I wasn't being treated nicely. And I advised her to, not to leave, but like to look at what was happening. But see, again, I probably should have looked at myself. But when you're in these relationships, it's hard to look at yourself and to look at what you're taking and what you're going through. And also, you're in love with this person, not with the person, but with who they portrayed to be in the beginning, which was a lie. And you're always hoping that person is going to come back, and they never do. They might come back a little bit. Remember, they need the nice mic so they can pull the mean mic so they can keep you on that imbalance and roller coaster of emotions. But that nice mic is not real. They don't mean it. It's just an act. And by the way, mine was an actor. And you know what? Something in me in the beginning, I was like, he was love bombing me big time. And I was like, huh, he's an actor. So maybe is he faking it? I should have listened to my gut because I knew something was off. I couldn't put my finger on it because I wasn't as versed as I am now. I wasn't a relationship coach at the time. But Wow. See, we have to listen to our gut. That's the number one thing in life. I think we have to listen because our gut is always right. It never fails you. They actually said, your gut actually is a microbiome, and they say that your gut has intelligence. So does your heart. It has intelligence because why is it cringing when something feels off? Think about it. Yeah, it has its own intelligence. So what I want to talk to about now, this is the last segment of this live, and it is breaking free and healing, how to escape a toxic relationship. This is the most important part. First, we analyzed what are the red flags. Then we're like, what do they do to you? No bueno. They're really bad for you. And then we're going to talk about how to break free from these horrible relationships. Okay. All right. Steps to leave a toxic relationship. I have 3 steps. If you want to take notes, the first and most important one, and it's the hardest to do, is the no contact. Block and delete. I cannot even tell you how many times I blocked my ex and deleted him. And then I remembered his number, so I would input it again. I think now he's blocked. Yeah, I think I blocked him because he called me like a few years later when he was married. Anyway, we're not going to go there. But anyway, so yeah, block and delete. And you know what? Even when he called me, because I think I forgot to block because I was like, he's never going to call him, never going to call him. And he called me. It really affected me. I was crying. It brought a lot of like emotions that are not the high vibrational emotions. So why would I put myself through that when it can affect my mental health, my physical health, and even my spiritual health? Why? Right? And I questioned myself, like, why did I? It's because I was still, there was like a string, like an umbilical cord almost that attached me to him. And even though I cut it and it was getting thinner, there was still something there. And I think I have a theory. I know in my case, it's hoping that that person will become the person that you met in the beginning that was the nice Mike and was not the real Mike. So you're always hoping, because since we don't, we're not narcissistic abusers, what you see is what you get, basically. I know with me, it's what you see is what you get. And it just, I still, this part of me doesn't understand how somebody can trick you and show you there's something when they're not, or they can be both at the same time, the nice Mike and the mean Mike. So no contact, block, delete, okay, and everything, social media, your phone, everything. Number 2, steps to leave a toxic relationship. Lean on friends and therapy. Friends, good ones, okay? The ones that you keep, not the ones that acquaintances or they're every now and then friends, like your real friends. I had a friend who actually told me, after I told her a story, because I was mad he had done something. And she was like, honey, you're being abused. I was like, what? Do you hear that? Did you hear that? That's abuse. That's noise abuse. I live in a busy street in Los Angeles, so that was a motorcycle or something. Jeez, they're crazy. But anyway, so she was like, you're being abused. And it took me by surprise. I was like, oh, you know what? I think I am. And then I started thinking of all the times that I had been abused by this person and how mad. See, because you get so mad at some point that then they go, see, you're the problem. Because you're reacting to them, right? And so, yeah, she had to tell me that. And of course, I did go to therapy, and you can, even if you can't afford therapy, I educated myself on it big time. And by the way, I have a 30-minute free relationship coaching one-on-one if you want to do that. Okay. I offer that. Just DM me on Instagram and just say, hey, I saw you on the live and you said that we could get 30 minutes for free. And let me see here. If you go to the State of Grace shop, there's relationship coaching bundles that are way cheaper. Okay. And I will definitely, if you're in a narcissistic abusive relationship, I know I can help you for sure. I'll be there for you, support you, and help you get the heck out. All right. So, steps to leave a toxic relationship. This is very important, you guys, because remember, with the gaslighting, the love bombing, the roller coaster of emotions, right? Like one day they're nice, the next day they're not nice. When are they going to be nice? When are they going to be mean? It's almost like they're dominating you with their emotions. That's the worst feeling ever. And so with all of that happening, you doubt yourself, you doubt your reality, you even doubt your self-worth. It's like, am I that awful that I'm being treated like this, that I deserve this? So what we need to do after no contact, it's like cancer. No contact is chemo and radiation and surgery. You need to get that shish out, get it out. Okay. Delete. And then with all the treatment and then block, meaning take care of yourself where you're not going to get it back. Do everything in your power to not get it back. And then lean on your friends in therapy. That would be literally cancer therapy, mental health, and talk to your friends or talk to the people that have gone through it, right? And then you have to rebuild your body and your mind and your spirit. So rebuild your self-worth is the most important thing. But you have to go no contact, help friends in therapy, and then you'll be able to rebuild your self-worth, because so you get all that crap out and then you're like free to, okay, I am tired, I'm exhausted, I'm not sure who I am anymore, but I'm going to rebuild myself, because it's your birthright to be who you are, right? These people, like cancer, I always compare narcissistic abuse to cancer. If you get my book, Get This Off My Chest, which is about my cancer journey, there's a chapter I compare cancer to narcissistic abuse. It's the same thing, same concept. The narcissistic abuser is like cancer. And once you think about these people as cancer, believe me, you do not want to get cancer. It is not fun. Okay. Not fun. So why accept it? Like cancer comes to you and you don't even know you have it. And it's like, how the hell did I get it? And you have no control over it because it just appeared, right? But with people, we have the power to say no and step back and not engage anymore. We have that power and we have to use that power before it's too late. All right. I have an audience story. Again, the names are not the real names, not the real ages. They're about approximate ages. Okay. But where they're from, I just kept that because there's so many people in these places. All right. This one's called The Breakup Awakening. And these are all stories that people DM me or my clients sometimes tell me. And if my client tells, of course, that's why all the names are fictitious. By the way, thank you for changing my name. Stop it. No, I would never I ask actually for permission if I can just say the story with different name, different age and all that. And they give me permission. If not, I wouldn't say it. All right. So here's Jake, 28, from New York City. I dated Laura for 3 years. She cheated multiple times, blamed me for not giving her enough attention, and made me feel like I was lucky to have her. Wow. Okay. When I finally broke up with her, I felt like my world collapsed. But 3 months later, I looked back and realized I was never happy. Now I'm dating someone who treats me with actual respect, and it feels like a new world. See, that's the good thing about these people. They make you realize what you don't want. and they make you realize what you're really wanting in a relationship, even if it's just a friendship or a romantic, it doesn't matter. They really open your eyes like, oh, I don't want this. No, thanks. This is not fun at all. It does not feel good. Again, the gut, does it feel good? Mm-mm. And then let me tell you, my sequence of events was the gut was always like, it's going to be nice. It's going to be mean. And then my heart, I felt like my heart was hurting. I'm not joking. That scared me because he literally broke my heart because he was not who I thought he was and betrayed me. They betray you. It's a big betrayal of trust. So yeah, so be careful because it's like just stop the cancer before it starts spreading. And that's what I'm saying. That's just say no to cancer, i.e. narcissistic abusers. And again, you can get my book. And I'm actually going to show you the book. Let me show you. I'm going to show you the book, Get This Off My Chest. Let me find it. And so you can see what it's about. And you can get it for $5.99 at the State of Grace shop. And it's PDF, so you can read it on your laptop or on your phone. So here we go. Life hit me with a storm I never saw coming. Stage 3 breast cancer. But let me tell you something. When the storm passes, something beautiful can emerge. I know because I lived it. Get This Off My Chest is my story of transformation. It's about finding peace, joy, and positivity in the middle of the hardest battle of my life. This book is for anyone who's ever felt overwhelmed by life's challenges, especially when it comes to your health. It's not just another cancer memoir. It's a guide to reclaiming your life, your joy, and your power. When I was going through cancer treatment, I made a choice to laugh through the chaos, to surround myself with love, and to embrace every single day with gratitude. I want to share that with you. Get This Off My Chest is about shifting your mindset, flipping the script, and learning to find light in the darkest moments. Because I believe that transformation is beautiful, and every challenge, no matter how hard, is an opportunity to rediscover yourself. So whether you're fighting your own battle or supporting someone you love, this book is for you. It's for the warriors, the survivors, and anyone ready to live life with joy, strength, and a whole lot of humor. Get your copy of Get This Off My Chest. It's available on my online shop, www.thestateofgraceshop.com. Your journey to healing starts now. All right. So, like I said, there I have a chapter exclusively comparing cancer to narcissistic abuse. So once you read that, you're going to be like, I'm not putting up with narcissistic abuse. It is cancer. It really is. All right, you guys, we've been going on for almost an hour, and I would love to hear your wildest toxic ex story in the comments. If you can just write it, even if you're on the live or after the live, and if you're just watching the replay, I would love to hear your story, or you can DM me your story and I'll feature it next time or a live that is appropriate for that story. So, and I'll change the name and the age, everything. I'll make you younger. Don't worry. that I will do. And here is Jose, strapping ass kicking boots. Give me his name, Grace. Oh, I will. He's a known actor. I'll give you his name. Oh yeah. I will. I love it. Yeah. Well, we're talking, it's not anything. It's not a threat or anything. It's just, he just wants to have a talk with this person because he's my friend and he doesn't like the way I was treated. So YouTube, you got that? All right. So By the way, DM me for relationship coaching. Again, remember the State of Grace shop has bundles of relationship coaching. And if you DM me for the 30-minute free relationship coaching session, we can do it on Zoom or on StreamYard, whichever. Just go ahead and DM me on Instagram. One of my Facebook accounts is going to be disabled probably permanently because Facebook, just letting you know, they're sending emails that you have, it's an intellectual property infringement or some BS like that, which I have all my material. I have nobody's material. So there was no way. And I looked at the stuff I put up and it's like ridiculous. So they just, one of my accounts, I have two, they just almost, I appealed, but they might disable it. So anyway, so be careful with Meta because they go crazy. They go crazy, you guys. And so subscribe, remember, for more tough love with laughter. Subscribe to my YouTube, and let me put the banner, and it is the State of Grace Fraga. And if you have any topics that you want me to address on the next relationship coaching live, just let me know, DM me, or just tell me in the comments. This is what I want to see next time. And I will definitely do it. We can talk about anything, you guys. This is a community. We're all helping each other. And that's the beauty of YouTube and social media. We can all help each other. We never had that. Like, I didn't have that growing up. I'm dating myself, but we didn't have that. So, and let's see. Oh my God, I know whom the individual is. Oh, you do? We'll DM Jesse. I'll tell you who it is. I'll be happy to tell you. Highly recommended. Thank you. He's recommending the book. Get this off my chest. Thank you so much. Ooh, do you have any more shows today? May I ask? Not today, but on Friday, I have 2 shows, you guys. Lunch with Grace at noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern time. And we're going to talk about going from cringe to confidence. Ooh, how about that? It's going to be a great live. And then, oh my God, Jesse, you're going to love this. Gina Brion is going to be my guest on the State of Grace podcast, which only airs and goes live on YouTube. So subscribe to my YouTube. There's so many good things happening, so many lives and videos that I post for you guys. And yes, so that's that show. The State of Grace is going to be at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. I would love for you guys to join us. Gina is not only hilarious, super talented, but the most beautiful, coolest chick ever. Like, I remember and I always say this, we did a show together like literally 20 years ago. And I was selling my t-shirts. And she came with me, sat next to me, and sold t-shirts for me. I'm like, what? Comics don't do that for each other in general. She was so generous. She is so generous. Such a kick-ass. Amazing. You're going to love Gina. You guys need to join. And I know that Jesse loves Gina. So woohoo, Gina. Yes. And yes, Jose, 2 shows a day. We're doing 2 lives. Double shot of Grace. Can't wait. Yes. Can't wait to do the lives. It's going to be a fun Friday. So, all right, my loves, I love you. Thank you so much for joining me today so that we could figure out toxic relationships, red flags, and how to get the hell out of that. So you are not crazy. Remember that you deserve love that feels like peace, not a battlefield. See you next time on Relationship Coaching Live, my loves. Have an amazing rest of your day. And thank you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. You too. And Jesse, you and Gina are my queens of comedy. Thank you. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your love and support. And I will see you very soon.